The road to the NBA championship leads through Los Angeles. And in this Western Conference final against Dallas, the Lakers have proved that they are indeed something special. Forgetting nagging injuries, dispelling rumors that they're too old, the Lakers have forged their way to a 3-2 lead. The Dallas Mavericks have come hard against the champions, but intimidation has not worked. Now Dallas must dig back in and come up with the game of the year, or they will be home for the summer. Pat Riley guaranteed it, and now he can taste it. One win against Dallas stands in the way of the Lakers' 6th trip in 7 years to the NBA Finals. The Reunion Arena in Dallas, Texas is the site of Game 6 of this Western Conference Final. A must-win situation for the Mavericks, who trail the champion Los Angeles Lakers 3 victories to 2. And in the East, tomorrow night, the Detroit Pistons can eliminate the Boston Celtics if they can capture Game 6 at home. The crowd already chanting, "Beat LA," and they will climb in it early, but the Lakers hope to take them out with one of their familiar verse. Good evening, everybody. I'm Brent Musburger. So far, it has been a home court series, but keep one thing in mind. The Lakers have dominated the Mavericks at their home. Here in Dallas, the Lakers have had a chance with 7 minutes to go in both games, but they failed to execute. Let's bring in my partner, Tommy Heinsohn. Tommy, an overview coming into this 6th game of these two.
You know, during the entire series, all we've been hearing about is rebounds, offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds, but there's a rebound of a different sort that's important tonight. Can the Mavs emotionally bounce back from 3 blowouts and the possibility of a 4th one should there be a 7th game? Can the Lakers rebound physically from an all-out, more than 100% effort in Game 5? This ball game tonight, they're going to have to give more than 100%, more than they did in the last ball game, on only 1 day's rest.
You know, Tommy, I talked about that with Laker coach Pat Riley, and I said, Pat, what advantage do you gain now if you can win this in 6 rather than 7?
Well, obviously, the advantage would be to finish and not, you know, leave anything open to a 7th game, and to feel good about yourselves. With the possibility of having 2 or 3 days to prepare and rest and focus in on the next series, if in fact that becomes the situation. We have an old team that has to recharge those batteries, and every now and then we got like those golf carts. You know, we have to take them to these little places and charge them up, so we need about 4 or 5 days to get that going.
And they only had one. Pat gave the Lakers yesterday off. Standing by live with our James Brown is the classy head coach of the Dallas Mavericks, John McLeod. James?
All right, Brent, I'm with Coach McLeod, and Pat Riley says he's got an older squad that needs to rebound physically. You got a young squad with fresh legs. They need to rebound emotionally. How do you do it?
We do, James, and we're going to have to combat that experience. We've allowed the Lakers to push us under the board to the point where we've been trapped under the rim. We'll have to block them off and keep them off the board because they've had an offensive rebounding edge on us.
Coach McLeod may look laid back, but you know he's excited too. Let's go back to Brent.
All right, James, thank you. So coming up now, we'll have Game 6 for you as the Lakers attempt to wrap up the Western Conference title.
CBS Sports coverage of the 1988 NBA playoffs is sponsored by Dodge Cars and Trucks. When it's got to be right, it's got to be a Dodge. AT&T, the right choice. And by Miller Brewing Company, sole sponsor of the U.S. Olympic Training Centers.
The setting for Game 6 of this Western Conference Final, the Lakers against the Mavericks. The Lakers starting 5 you are certainly familiar with. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at the age of 41, still going strong. Pat Riley guaranteed it, and now his team hopes to deliver it. But first they must dispose of the Mavericks with Perkins, Aguirre, Donaldson, Harper, and Blackman on the floor for John McLeod. Jess Kersey will be our lead referee. Ed Rush will work alongside him. Paul Mahalik is the alternate across the way. just became a grandfather for the first time this Memorial Day. His oldest son presented him with baby boy. The man who must take charge, certainly offensively here tonight. He's been the leading scorer in the series for both teams, 25.2 points per game for Aguirre, if you will. Lakers control the opening tap. Magic Johnson, 32, will work in the backcourt with Byron Scott, and watch and see how closely the Mavericks get defensively. That's where you can tell about intensity. They hound Abdul-Jabbar in the corner, and he ships to Worthy. Now there are 6 on that shot clock. The time running down. Worthy knows it, takes it himself, and misses. Mavericks run it down.
Very important. Dallas to keep their composure here in this first quarter and stick with their game plan. And that has been to get the ball to James Donaldson inside or Mark McGuire.
They drop into Donaldson, Tommy. He will use that baseline jump shot. And the Lakers were there to get that defensive rebound. 4 purple jerseys. Nice pass to Worthy. He drew the foul, and he'll shoot a pair of free throws.
There is no question on any easy rebound that the Lakers will grab, that they will get it quickly to Magic Johnson, and the challenge to the Mavs will be to get 4 guys back quickly to cut off the wings and cut them off from getting airborne like Worthy just did.
Worthy's been the leading scorer for the Lakers in this series, averaging over 21 points a game. He was especially brilliant for Coach Pat Riley in the 5th game Tuesday night in the Forum. One of the differences you will note with Worthy tonight, he will not jump from the left foot. That's because of the injured knee. He prefers now to use his quickness when he circles around a defensive player. Derek Harper, who hit for 35 on Sunday, he brings it up, and this is Rolando Blackman. The guards could also be the key offensively here tonight for the Mavericks. At least that's what Coach Pat Riley speculated about earlier today. Aguirre, they know, will get their points. He misses. Offensive rebound. Donaldson in a putback.
His wide body takes up a lot of room inside. If he stays inside the paint, he can be tremendously effective for the Mavericks.
Now Kareem passed up the sky hook. Scott's 3 misfires, and Worthy is there. He is fouled again, so James Worthy starts the evening at the free throw line.
Well, one of the things that the Lakers did in Los Angeles was gang rebound on the defensive board. And maybe the Mavs could take a lesson from that, because Harper and Blackman were both standing in Never Never Land, blocking off nobody and helping no way on the board. And they have got to give the Lakers only 1 shot. This guy here played one heck of a game the other night. Blocked out and then made the hard runs, the long runs in that fast break attack.
And at the free throw line, Tommy, he has given the Lakers an early 4-2 lead. 10:25 to go. This is game 6. If the Lakers win it, they go back to the NBA Championship Series. If the Mavericks win, we go back to the Forum for number 7 Saturday. Blackman, left hand, beautiful.
Get it in and then get it out. That creates spacing for drives.
They double Magic low. Now Aguirre's off of him, but keeping a right eye on him as Blackman goes one-on-one. They do not want Magic hooking. AC Green and Scott with an offensive rebound, and another foul is called, and it goes against the Mavericks. And Aguirre here early in this game has picked up 2 personal fouls.
And in the early part of the game the other night, there were 8 out of the first 9 calls were called on the Mavs. That kind of took away their aggressiveness.
Worthy trying to back Aguirre in right away. Then, of course, a 3rd foul would force McLeod to make an early substitution. The sky hook, short. Mavericks give the Lakers 1 and out.
Good step-in rebound that time by Blackman, the guard, to help.
And he comes back with a missed shot, but Perkins has it stripped, keeps it in play. Harper, fresh 24.
Now, that is not a good shot by Blackman. The way to break the tempo of a game like the Lakers want to be involved in is 4 or 5 passes in your offense. Make them spend their energy on defense, not in the run game, the fast break.
Blackman over to Harper. This is his shot from the perimeter. Worthy is off into the hands of Johnson. They look fast break, but it's 2-on-2. Mavericks there, and Johnson goes anyway. A.C. Green with an offensive rebound.
And that time the Lakers had 3 back before the Mavs had 3 back.
Magic turns it over. Scott tries to steal. Perkins follows. Here's Harper. Harper fouled by Green.
Right now it appears to me that on many opportunities the Mavericks are looking to take off instead of go get the ball first and then take off. They've got enough speed in their lineup right now that they can contest the Lakers step up the court. But they need the defensive rebounds to do that.
Harper gives the Mavericks a 2-point lead, 6-4, 8:42 left, opening period of number 6. Los Angeles 0 for 5, did not miss 5 in a row the entire game Tuesday night in the Forum. Stolen. Harper on a bust out. Blackman's on the left, 3-on-1. Missed it. Gets it back.
They outfoxed the old Fox. They came along the baseline on the double. They're showing Kareem a different look than in the prior game.
That's the time remaining here in the opening period. Shot clock is down to 7 seconds. It'll be Abdul-Jabbar against the clock.
The object is to try and get Kareem to expend a lot of energy, but he looked like a young puppy the other night. To see if he could play 2 types of games like that. 2 games in a row with all that expended energy.
Dwyer against Green, gets help up over the top, and he hits it.
He's their key guy. When he gets his offense going, watch out.
Now Green. Scott runs it down. Worthy. It falls for the Lakers.
Kareem was back well past half court, saving himself, never got involved in that offensive play.
Timeout called by McLeod and the Mavericks. They have taken a 10-8 lead here in the opening minutes of the first period. Well, Tommy Heinsohn, so far the Mavericks have held the Lakers to 2 of 9 from the field.
And here's some good defense, one of the reasons why. You're going to see Derek Harper follow his man through here and then spin along the baseline. But James Donaldson plays Kareem on that side. So when Kareem spins, he expects somebody to come over here and double him. Little does he know that that little sneaky Derek Harper is going to come from the baseline side and take the ball away. Giving him a different look. Never sees them, and good hands steal from right underneath, and off they go on a fast break opportunity.
Well, Tommy, tonight we have Game 6 of the Western Conference Final, and tomorrow night the NBA action focuses on number 6 in the East. The Detroit Pistons are 1 win away from eliminating the Boston Celtics, who have played for the NBA championship in each of the last 4 years under K.C. Jones. Derek Harper with a good defensive move. And on the floor for the first time tonight for the Mavericks is Roy Tarpley, voted to be the best 6th man in the NBA. 42, pops out to get the ball, and this is Blackman.
That's an interesting matchup. Magic is going to defend Tarpley.
All alone, Blackman cuts in for the field goal. Now the Lakers trying to get that break going. Off a made field goal. Magic quickly into the hands of Byron Scott, and he hits, and it's a 2-point game again. 12-10 Mavericks.
Harper keeps making a bad mistake, gambling to pick off those outlet passes. And once he misses, they're off to the races.
Out for Dwyer, Worthy rebounding for Los Angeles, and again Johnson tries to apply pressure, goes the distance himself. Dwyer into Harper's hands. Lakers are back defensively. Kareem there along with Worthy.
Now Worthy has picked up Tarpley.
Draws the double. Ball movement toward the open man. Blackman hits it.
Boy, there is one guaranteed 2 points if he's open.
into Green. Good defense underneath. Aguirre comes away with it. Blocked the shot. Held his ground. Now it's Harper for the layout.
You know, Detlef Schrempf getting injured might be a blessing in disguise, because one of the things that the Lakers have trouble with is muscle people. And John McLeod will be forced to play a couple of muscle people, probably more minutes in this game than he would have if Detlef had been healthy.
Harper cannot complete the three-point play, and Green away with a missed free throw. Detlef sprained his ankle, not suited up for tonight's game. Actually, that's a re-injury. He was playing with some calcium deposits down in that ankle. He slammed up against the basket support the other night over the forearm. They double Kareem. He throws up the sky hook with 2 seconds left, missed everything. Tarpley can't handle it. And there was a 24-second violation.
Excellent defense by Dallas that time. The double came under the 10-second mark and really put Kareem under the gun.
16-10. Mavericks leading here by 6.
Right, Tarpley's being defended by Magic Johnson.
Donaldson on a runner, but the whistle was blown before he fired up the shot, and this one will go against Los Angeles.
Now, right now, the Mavericks have two exceedingly fine low post options. Donaldson, who Kareem has been having trouble with defending one-on-one in this series, and also Tarpley being defended by Magic Johnson. A big guy, but still a guard. And the more he has to bang with Tarpley, the more difficult it'll be for him to advance the ball quickly up the court.
3 team fouls apiece here in the opening period. Donaldson at the free throw line boosts the Mavericks lead to 8, the biggest of the game. 18-10, Mavericks over the Lakers. The crowd slowly starting to believe now. Whip pass to Worthy.
Mavs let the blue sky open up for James Worthy. They had him trapped underneath the basket.
Blackman over Worthy. Aguirre gets a hand on it. Offensive rebound for Dallas. They want to drop in Donaldson. He goes to work on Kareem right underneath the glass and couldn't hit the field goal. That makes Kareem run a long, long ways when Donaldson shoots it underneath the basket. You force a 41-year-old man.
But it's not contesting Donaldson for the low post position either.
Johnson coming through, and the foul was called.
When Magic gets into that low post and he's defended by Harper, he's got that sky hook operating, but Magic, I don't think, doesn't want to take it. He wants to hit some open people, waiting for the double team.
14 fouls on the Mavericks. Worthy rattles it out. Lakers certainly not shooting the way they did the other night, are they? Isn't it amazing how the turnaround from arena to arena? Tarpley had it, and he was fouled as he came up. Worthy reached in and got Tarpley.
Well, the easiest rebounds are on quick advances of the ball and a quick shot, because you have great difficulty blocking off people, and Tarpley is so active. But that's almost a dilemma for this Maverick team. The slow down mini pass offense kind of breaks the tempo of the game in their favor, but they want to really kind of get some easy shots too.
Michael Thompson into the game. Tarpley, a warrior, playing with a little bit of a cut lip. Johnson brings it down. Thompson in for the first time tonight. They bounce to Worthy. Missing. Green with an offensive rebound. He does not miss.
All right, the two guards back out, ready to take off on the fast break, not helping on the boards.
It's a 6-point Dallas lead, 20-14. Illegal defense is called.
Now, Scott dropped down there, but never did truly double Blackman. That's why the illegal defense.
Stolen. Here's Worthy. It's a 2-on-1. Fast break.
Tom McLeod says that the Lakers may have one of the best, or at least one of the best, half-court defenses in the entire league.
Holding the fort right now, and Harper misses the turnaround, and Los Angeles can pull to within 2. The whip. And man, is Worthy getting the job done offensively again. That's 12 here in the opening period.
Got to the wingman a little bit too late, Mark McGuire, and that allowed the pass to get to Worthy, and Worthy to make a fake and a move.
Mavericks were up by 8. Now Los Angeles can tie it. And Scott goes for it. They're going to use a 20 at the Dallas end. McLeod must stop this burst right now. Dallas has missed its last 5 shots. Tommy, your feeling as to what so quickly turned this around?
Well, I think Donaldson got a little bit tired, and so did Mark McGuire, and they're not hustling up, and that's what helped to turn the tide. Let the Lakers get more aggressive.
An 8-point run, and the Lakers have tied it. We'll be right back. The duel in the East continues tomorrow night. Larry Bird and the Boston Celtics must win to stay alive. And for Isaiah and the Detroit Pistons, this could be a night to remember. They're just one win away from an NBA final. We'll have it for you tomorrow night at 9 Eastern time on CBS. And Tommy, let me ask you about the problems of the Celtics. So unusual for them to be losing playoff games in the Garden.
Well, there's no question that Larry Bird is not Larry Bird that we know. He's just having a terrible series, and he wasn't much better in the Atlanta series, even though he had that great fourth quarter to beat the Hawks. But his rhythm and his shooting is way off, and I think it's become contagious with Danny Ainge.
And the feeling around some of the other coaches in the league is the fact that speed and quickness work very well against Bird, not putting a big man on him, but run at him with a Rodman and make him just use speed so he doesn't get the daylight to squeeze the trigger. Now Donaldson with the shot for the Mavericks, and it's a successful timeout. Tommy, that's certainly something that a coach wants. Scott right back. The Lakers do not let him rest for a second. Cannot hammer in the tie, and now it's Tarpley.
Well, they better turn tail on every made basket, because the Lakers with this speed group in there are going to throw 5 at you fast.
Donaldson over the top, missing that time. Green off with the rebound. Magic. Bad pass that time. Blackman was there. Out to Harper. Quickly to Perkins.
Pat Riley may be enticing the Mavericks into a running game. They've got their power people out there right now, and if they don't get layups, they ought to just pull it out and pound it inside against the power forward or the center.
That's the time remaining in the opening period. Magic hits from the perimeter over Tarpley's head. His first field goal of the night.
James Donaldson hasn't played consecutive minutes in a lot of ball games that he might be expected to play tonight.
He has touched the ball a lot tonight, Donaldson. They have dropped it off to him repeatedly. Blackman wants to go on Magic. Over to Harper. Cooper rebounded.
Donaldson's got the best shot opportunities of any of the Mavericks.
Scott going to that corner of the floor, taking a long pass from Magic Johnson, a planned play, and it is a 24-all game with 22 seconds to go. Opening period.
What a pass by Magic Johnson. Practically length of the court, over the defense, from one side of the court to the other.
Bluff the trap, and Scott drops away quickly with Tarpley over here. Blackman coming in, and the foul is called against Los Angeles.
Now, believe it or not, even though Blackman ended up finding his way into the paint, they've got 2 matchups right now that could cause the Lakers fits. Tarpley being defended by Magic Johnson, and James Donaldson by a much smaller Michael Thompson. They don't need outside shots. Get it in there and power it to the hoop. Get the big people in there. Make the big people pay off for it.
While watching from the Mavericks sideline. Mavericks lead by a point on Blackman's second free throw. 25-24. Last shot time for Los Angeles. And AC left alone. And he gives the Lakers a 1-point lead. We've played the first period of the 6th game of the NBA Western Conference Final, and the Lakers lead the Mavericks 26-25. CBS Sports coverage of the 88 NBA playoffs will continue after this message and a word from your local station.
CBS Sports coverage of the 1988 NBA playoffs is sponsored by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? The good time, great taste of McDonald's. And by Gatorade. Gatorade is thirst quencher. Gatorade is thirst aid for that deep down body thirst.
After one period, the Lakers leading the Mavericks 26-25. The Los Angeles shooting percentage has dropped off considerably from the 5th game back in the Forum, all the way down to 44% from 61 the other night. But notice, too, that the Mavericks fell off from 46 to 41 in this game. And with Aguirre watching from the Maverick bench, the Lakers were able to come back in the late moments of that opening period. And Tommy Heinsohn, your assessment?
I think Dallas just got deked by Pat Riley into playing a game that L.A. wanted, the run game, and Dallas had their big people out there. They should have been pounding the ball inside, taking advantage of their size and muscle.
Lineup on the floor with Aguirre due to check in soon has Brad Davis in the backcourt with Blackman, Perkins, Tarpley, and Donaldson on the floor for the home team. Worthy, Green, Thompson, Scott, and Cooper out there for the Lakers. Both Magic and Kareem resting. The whistle sounded, score the basket on the continuation, and an opportunity for a three-point play by Rolando Blackman. That's 2 personals on Scott. Aguirre comes in and Donaldson sits.
Well, now the question is, where will Roy Tarpley play as the center, outside or inside? If he's outside, he's not going to really help them on the boards. The real weight of rebounding will fall on Perkins' shoulder. And they've got Michael Thompson outside, and Tarpley going to have to stay up above the foul line.
Here's Thompson keeping him out. Perkins taking Worthy. Now Thompson goes in low. Scott off the fake, and Tarpley jumped out on him. Scott went to work with his speed. It wouldn't fall, and loose ball foul goes against Thompson, his first.
I tell you, Tarpley has a nose for the position. He, more than any other young player I've seen, controls an area for a rebound.
Well, from the Reunion Arena in Dallas with Tommy Heinsohn, I'm Brent Musburger. 28-26. Mavericks leading the Lakers right now. Tarpley is all alone. For a man his size, he is a good perimeter shooter. Did not prove it that time.
Michael Thompson, way off him, got the rebound easily.
Tarpley taking Worthy. Perkins is watching Thompson. Now he'll double the ball. Here's Worthy. Into Davis's hands. Deflected by Worthy. Scott. Open man. Thompson.
Well, as a middleman in the fast break, Matt Davis spotted Perkins wide open, but just didn't make the proper pass.
Davis into Tarpley's hands. The drop off for Blackman, not a good pass. Turnover. Here's Scott. The Lakers score on the break and a chance to complete a three-point play. And the floor leader for the Lakers due to return soon. Magic kneeling over there at the scoring table. He has been playing throughout the playoffs with a pulled groin muscle. Just simply ignoring it the way he has played, especially the other night. And here was Scott coming through, and the Lakers begin to shoot some layups now, taking a 30-28 lead. 10-12 to go in the first half. James Brown will be along with you at halftime. Here from Dallas.
And the Mavericks, without Donaldson being there, are making Mark Aguirre their prime low post option, and Tarpley's roaming around on the outside.
Blackman cuts to the glass with the left hand. Tapped in. Out of Tarpley's possession. Worthy to Scott. Here come the Lakers again. And this time it is Cooper for the layup on the 3-2 break.
4-on-2. And boy, do they know how to spread you out and make you commit to the ball, and then they make the easy pass for the layup.
It's a 5-point Laker lead. 3-on-2, 4-on-2. Awful lot of purple jerseys out there, folks, coming down the floor. Perkins off a fake now. Goes for a big hoop for the Mavericks to close to within 3. And not lose contact here tonight, Tommy, with the Lakers.
That's where they should be going. Inside on every play.
Scott with Davis flying at him. Byron Scott bangs it in. 11 now for Scott. Tarpley coming way out, so they go cross court to Blackman. Blackman on the drive is fouled, and he'll come up to the free throw line.
Well, they kept rushing at Blackman on every outside shot now, and he's just heading to the hoop.
Lakers lead it 35-30. Television timeout. We'll be right back.
Many of golf's greatest names have battled it out in hard-fought playoffs to capture this tournament's coveted trophy, the Kemper Open, this weekend on CBS Sports.
And after the first round at the Kemper, 2 tied for the lead, Twitty and Heintzelman. Tommy Heintzen, take it away with your magic marker.
Well, you're going to see it right here. Mark Aguirre and Tarpley, they have to really, after the rebound, turn tail and get back fast. And so does Blackman, even though he takes the shot. These are the 2 guys that the Lakers count on beating you with when they have their speed unit in there. Now, you watch how quickly the Lakers turn. 4 guys up the floor. Tarpley seems to be beating it up the floor fast, but he really didn't. And so did Maguire take his foot off the gas pedal.
A lot of Dallas Cowboys follow the Dallas Mavericks. There's a familiar face, Danny White, veteran quarterback, and he has a new receiver, Michael Irvin, out of the Miami Hurricanes, and also in attendance is Irvin's college coach. That's Jimmy Johnson. He's here with his son and his wife tonight. They're watching the action. The CFA, the College Football Association, with a big shindig and a meeting, and the first thing Coach Johnson of the Miami Hurricanes did when he came to town was get himself a good seat for number 6. It's 35-30. Lakers over the Mavericks. If they win tonight, Los Angeles Lakers head back to the NBA World Championship, which will begin regardless Tuesday night. And if the Lakers win it, it'll open in the Forum Tuesday night. If the Mavericks win here tonight and we go to a Game 7, that would be Saturday afternoon in the Forum. But the championship still will start on next Tuesday night in prime time regardless. Green and Aguirre jockeying for position, and Blackman hits the free throw. And the Mavs back to within 3.
Presence of mind that time for Blackman to hold up to allow Aguirre to get back over the line.
Thompson backing Perkins in. Missing the shot. Aguirre rebounding. Running out for the Lakers.
Perkins is one great defender down in the low post because of those long arms.
Johnson taking Davis. Pass is out of bounds on the turnover. It'll go back to the Lakers as Abdul-Jabbar checks back into the game, and under the substitution rotation, Green gets his first break. So Kareem will work alongside Thompson and Worthy in the front line. It'll be Johnson and Cooper in the backcourt for the defending NBA champions. Magic backs in his buddy Mark Aguirre. Looks for the open man. It's Worthy. Foul. He'll come back to the free throw line. Hammered on the shooting hand. There is the final schedule for the NBA Championship Series. Next Tuesday and Thursday night will be the first 2 games. Then, remember, under the rotation, it goes 2-3-2. Not like this series, which went 2-2, 1-1, and could go 1 back in Los Angeles. The championship, let's say it's the Lakers and the Pistons. Let's take the teams on top. First 2 in L.A., next 3 in Detroit, and then the last 2 back in Los Angeles. I know that's a bit premature, but I just want to give you an example as to how it goes. You never want to cut the Celtics out. Reminds me, Tommy, when you're rattlesnake hunting in Montana, you're playing the Celtics. Better make sure you come back with the head, folks. You don't want to count those guys out too early.
I'll tell you, one thing that this series reminds me of, that the Pistons-Celtics series, like two heavyweight fighters, both throwing haymakers at the same time, knock each other out, and the first one that gets up is going to win the title. It's unbelievable. I think it's the most poorly played series I've seen in the playoffs in a long time.
I mean, we just had the second foul called on Abdul-Jabbar here in this game. Perkins hits for the Mavericks from the perimeter. There are 14 fouls against the Lakers already and only 2 on the Mavericks. We have 7:30 left in the first half. Tried to whip it, and Perkins with a slick defensive move. Now he busts out. Barkley couldn't jam it. And it's taken away. The Mavericks miss a golden opportunity that time. He tried to bring it down with too much force, and it wouldn't fall. The 3 by Cooper off into Blackman's hand. Mavericks will try again. Here's a drive. He hits it.
Now that was a much better pass by Brad Davis. Really worked the ball to a guy that could take it strong to the hoop.
Score deadlocked at 36. Knocked away is Tarpley, but into Worthy's hands. The Mavericks aggressive on defense right now, and they're giving the Lakers just one shot during this stretch. Riley is watching Abdul-Jabbar very carefully to see if he's tired. So tough turnaround for a 41-year-old who played a great game in Los Angeles. Great block by Michael Thompson.
See Cooper accelerate and create that opportunity for Worthy. Just that extra acceleration after he got over half court, put pressure on the defense, and the disappointment of not converting really showed the Mavericks didn't get back fast enough.
So we've got a timeout at the 6:21 mark. It's 38-36, Lakers over the Mavericks. Can Larry Bird and the Celtics stay alive tomorrow night against Isaiah Thomas and the Detroit Pistons? Bird must come up with another of his great games to keep the Celts in that Eastern Conference final. Wasn't Isaiah brilliant the other night in the Boston Garden? Now the Pistons are only 1 win away, and they can wrap it up. We'll have Game 6 for you, 9 Eastern time tomorrow night. Tommy?
You're going to see what extra effort means. You see Mark Aguirre now go down on the floor, and because a little disappointment as the shot gets blocked, he never really does get back up. And look at how quickly Cooper will convert that. Aguirre's up now, but Cooper way ahead of the pack, and that little acceleration allowed Worthy to beat Tarpley, and Tarpley loses concentration. I mean, if you're going to play the Lakers, baby, don't spend any time in the backcourt guessing.
Tommy, there's a summary so far. We could add to that Aguirre is only 2 of 6 from the field. Tarpley is 0 of 3, and as you have told me, those are 2 key men in this game, especially Aguirre.
Well, they don't appear to be doubling Aguirre like they did in the other games, and the Mavs are trying to get him the ball.
Worthy chasing him now. This offensive half-court set by the Mavericks down toward the 6-minute mark first half. Harper from the perimeter. He could change the complexion in a hurry if he starts to shoot as he did in the 4th game here on Sunday. Green comes baseline off his hand and out of bounds. Now Aguirre cuts 3. Misfiring. And Harper winds up with it. But the Mavericks turn it over. They cannot take advantage of their opportunity that time. Kareem spinning on Perkins. Magic will take it himself and hand it to Thompson on the inside, and the foul is called. Didn't get the field goal in that situation. They failed to complete the 3-point effort, but they will get a pair of free throws, and that's the 3rd personal foul on Aguirre, with Donaldson checking in. So Aguirre not shooting well and into foul trouble here with 5:22 to go in the first half.
You should just sit down on the bench right now, regain his composure, think about what's going to happen for the second half. He's not going to play the rest of this half unless something dramatic happens. And cool off emotionally a little bit.
It's a 2-point lead by the Lakers. Kareem has it for an offensive rebound. Magic goes to the left hand on the drive. Kareem kept it in play, and the foul called underneath.
Right now, the Mavs are not gang rebounding, and Harper is kind of half in there, and so is Brad Davis. To ensure that you put a little muscle on the defensive glass, if the 5 Mavs were really all jammed, they could control both courts.
Both teams will be shooting the rest of the way. This was the 5th team foul on the Mavericks. Richie out of Bato and Gar Hurd there on Coach John McLeod's sideline. Tommy, at the end of the game, you now select the Miller Lite Player of the Game, and in conjunction with the award, Light Beer will present a check in the amount of $1,000 in that player's name to the National Multiple Sclerosis Society. 4:59, 41-38, Lakers over the Mavericks. If the Lakers win it, they head back to the NBA Finals. Davis. If the Mavericks win it, we head back to the Forum. Two-man game. Pass is deflected. Tarpley comes away. 4-on-2. Brad Davis has it rejected. Lakers ball. Cooper looks bust out. Leads Thompson. Donaldson stayed back, so it was not a layup opportunity. And Cooper makes it pay from the perimeter. 43-40. The Lakers lead it. 4:15.
The last fast break by the Mavs. Poor decision by Brad Davis. He had 2 men open on the left wing. Saw neither one of them.
Perkins. Donaldson with a putback.
I mean, he's a horse. Why would you try to get him the ball? Nobody can step around him, and Kareem at his age doesn't want to.
Thompson short with that shot, and Worthy got it back for L.A., and Thompson and Kareem do the rest. It wasn't pretty, but it counted. 45-42, L.A. by 3. Donaldson out way high in this set. Wanted Tarpley. Bad pass over his head into Thompson's hands. Mavericks making mistakes. Magic's passes have been deflected quite a bit tonight, too. And Harper against Cooper. Comes in, draws the foul. Harper objects. He goes over now into Cooper's chest. And the two exchange words. Harper objected to how Cooper handled him on the layup opportunity.
I'll tell you one thing. Cooper will do this home or away. This is a hard foul. He goes after the ball. There's no question about it. He is one of the toughest of the Lakers emotionally and physically. He'll stand up to anybody, any place. We're going to give him a breakaway foul. Kind of looked to me like Cooper went after the ball.
Probably because he was riding him with his body, Tommy, as much as anything else. As he hammered at the ball, he had a little bit of a saddle up on him.
Well, if you hit him from behind, that's breakaway all the way. And he was kind of on the side of him. That's a tough call there.
Harper successful at the line, pulls the Mavericks to within 1 point, and now they get the ball out of bounds. So this becomes a 4-point scoring opportunity.
Mavs have 3 low post options, and they don't know which one to select.
Harper quickly inside of Scott. Now it's Perkins. Lakers ball, and Harper gets it back. Blackman, tie. And now the Mavs take a lead, 46-45. Green passes it up. Crowd alive. Cooper's 3, and the Lakers get that lead right back.
I'll tell you, he is one tough customer. He'll stick to any challenge. When he started shooting threes in some of those finals, under the gun, big shots, you know he was tough.
Tarpley's turn. 48 all, 2-minute mark, first half.
2 minutes.
Timeout called by Riley and the Lakers. We're deadlocked at 48. 1:57 until halftime. That familiar chant. You can tell it's almost James Brown time. James, what do you got for us?
All right, Brent, coming up for you on the Prudential at the half. Speaking of that exciting Eastern Conference series, Pat O'Brien will have the latest on that Boston and Detroit tangle out there. And speaking of those two teams, just what is it about Danny Ainge and Bill Laimbeer that fans around the country just can't seem to stand? We'll answer that for you coming up in just a few moments on the Prudential at the half. Brent?
Thank you, James. Magic Johnson is not having a Magic Johnson kind of game. Tommy, I cannot remember ever seeing this many passes deflected that he has thrown. Now, is it his passing or his teammates staying too far away from him?
Well, yeah, cutting off his vision a little bit, which is Perkins has been over there a couple of times on the doubles. And that makes it difficult for anybody with those long arms to see people and get passes through.
There's Scott from the perimeter, giving the Lakers a 2-point lead. 1:38 to go. In their 2 previous losses here in Dallas, Lakers had an opportunity into the 4th period when they were badly outplayed. Here tonight, they have had the lead or stayed close. Harper for the Mavericks. So the 3 for Harper puts Dallas up by 1.
Blackman just did a great job of drawing the defense and then letting Harper spot up. This team is crying for a team leader, and Blackman may be the guy.
AC Green from outside. He's not the shooter the Lakers want out there. Quickly to Tarpley. The spinner. Misfiring Harper, who has been quick and all over loose balls, comes back with another opportunity for Dallas.
This team needs a guy that can read the game situation, read what the best matchup might be as it's happening for a couple of plays, and then go to it.
Blackman starts in with that first step, goes high on the glass.
Looks like he thinks his matchup is the best one to go to.
Tommy, he scored 18 here in the first half.
Yep.
We're down to last shot time for Los Angeles. They trail it by 3. The crowd will take you to halftime. Cannot get the shot off. The Mavericks are staying alive, but there's a big half to go. James Brown will be back with the Prudential at the half after this message.
CBS Sports presents the Prudential at the half, sponsored by the Prudential, going above and beyond to meet your needs in insurance and other financial services.
Halftime here in Dallas, where the Mavericks are fighting to stay alive in the playoffs. They lead it by 3 at the half. And good evening, everyone. I'm James Brown, and welcome to this primetime edition of the Prudential at the half. Well, the Detroit Pistons took a major step toward their first ever appearance in the NBA Finals with their overtime victory over the Boston Celtics yesterday in Boston. Detroit leads that series 3-2. Pat O'Brien is in Detroit tonight. He's been following that series, and he filed this report.
As the sun set on the Silverdome tonight, a lot of Celtic fans are wondering if the sun is setting on their season. The Pistons win in the Garden last night, put them 1 game away from the NBA Finals. They could wrap it up here tomorrow night. You want to know how big a game this is in Michigan? Today's paper, Lee Iacocca, the Summit, the game. The story of the game, Detroit was behind 16 points before Isaiah Thomas took control. He had 35. The Celtics regrouped this morning. They need 2 wins in a row. And at a photo session, there were 4 smiles indeed, knowing Ainge and DJ are hurting.
With the condition of 2 guards, that's not going to help the situation at all. If they do perform, then it's going to be under very difficult circumstances.
This afternoon, Detroit practiced. Even though they are up a game and are playing at home tomorrow, the pressure's all on them.
Biggest game in the history of the franchise. It could be the biggest win or the biggest loss. Frankly, I told the players today I'm not going back to Boston. Albright did duty there, and I really don't have to.
Beating Boston, you're not going to beat them on talent. You have to go deep down inside yourself and pull out victories. Playing them, they make you see how far you're willing to go to win a basketball game. And the question we have to ask ourselves is, how bad do we really want it?
Well, the Boston Celtics, who also wanted, arrived in Detroit tonight without Dennis Johnson. He's getting back therapy and is expected to fly in tomorrow. The theme for the Boston Celtics tonight, force a 7th game. For the Detroit Pistons, stay mad. From Pontiac, Michigan, I'm Pat O'Brien, CBS Sports.
All right, Pat, now the Pistons and the Celtics will lock horns once again in tomorrow, what should be an outstanding Game 6. That'll come your way from the Pontiac Silverdome and can be seen right here on CBS starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. In other NBA news today, the expansion Charlotte Hornets made it official that Dick Harder, Indiana Pacers assistant coach, will be their new head coach when the team takes the floor starting play next season. That follows by one day the announcement by the Orlando Magic that Matt Guokas, the former head coach of the Philadelphia 76ers, he'll be their new man when the team takes the floor in the fall of '89. Guokas incidentally signed a 3-year contract. Now, while those two gentlemen are in, baseball's Billy Martin is out for 3 games, that is. American League President Bobby Brown fined and suspended Martin $1,000 for his dirt-throwing antics on Monday night in Oakland against umpire Dale Scott. Martin will not appeal the suspension, and that will start tomorrow. Well, there was a major upset in tennis today at the French Open. Yvonne Lendl, the defending champion, fell in straight sets to Jonas Vincent in quarterfinal action. Steffi Graf was much more fortunate on the women's side as she avenged 2 earlier losses this year to Gabriela Sabatini, knocking her off in straight sets. Graf will now meet Nicole Provis in the finals. And in the first round of play at the Kemper Open up in Potomac, Maryland, Howard Twitty and Webb Heinzelman sit atop the leaderboard by 1 stroke over a group of 4 that include defending champion Tom Kite. And of course, you can see 3rd and 4th round coverage of the Kemper Open right here on CBS this weekend. Well, up next on At the Half, we'll try to find out why these two rather innocent-looking gentlemen don't seem to win a lot of popularity contests around the NBA. I'm talking about Ainge and Lambier. That and more when we come back. Over 17,000 strong here at Reunion Arena in Dallas had cheered the Mavericks into a 3-point lead over the defending champion Los Angeles Lakers at the half. You know, the majority of the players in the NBA, I think, safely can be characterized as kind, warm-hearted, generous types, the kind that you wouldn't mind taking home to your mother. But there are a couple of players around the league who, for one reason or the other, seem to evoke some rather strong reaction from fellow players and fans alike. Curry Kirkpatrick has more on 2 of the more noted bad guys.
Everybody loves the bad guy, or rather loves to boo and hiss and scream and rail against the bad guy. But if basketball mirrors life, as it surely does here in Boston and in Detroit these days, have we got a couple of bad guys for you? Vile villains of the peace, 2 otherwise pleasant souls who always seem to wind up in the most unpleasant situations.
There's a fight right there. Lambier and Jordan.
Unfortunately, everybody kind of picks out one person on their team to be a designated villain. I happen to be it.
Here we go. Danny Ainge. Oh, a free-for-all.
I'm not trying to start any fights. There's not a guy in the league I could beat up in a fight.
Is Boston's Danny Ainge the most obnoxious, most despised player in the NBA?
He's the type of guy you love to hate.
He's a dirty player. People don't like him. None of us around here like him.
Does Detroit's Bill Lambier deserve his reprehensible reputation as the Prince of Darkness?
Whenever he gets fouled or pushed or shoved, you know, just light tapping or whatever, he falls down on the floor and starts going, "Hey, ref, you know, he got me."
He's a crybaby. He keeps crying about the fouls getting called on him, but he keeps wrestling everybody out of the picture.
Lambier dominates the wanted posters in Boston, and he was victim to a vicious massacre in Atlanta.
The fans took a cardboard replica of my jersey and chainsawed it in half during halftime last year during the playoffs. That was a little unique.
But the angelic angel is always ready for hand-to-hand, while the gentle Lambier is often lambasted by his peers.
I think people boo Danny Ainge because they're jealous of him. They boo Bill Lambier because they don't like him.
They're really animated on the court. They cry and whine, and they act like spoiled brats.
You're known as the crybaby, I guess.
Right.
I'm one of the criers in the league.
Yeah, I would say that, you know, all the facial expressions I make, you know, if I was watching me play, I'd say, hey, that guy's a whiner.
Danny Ainge and I are maybe everybody says we're about equal, but in terms of volume, people spewing hatred out of their mouths, I got to think that I don't think he can touch me on that one.
Now, I bet you the majority of the 21 other head coaches in this league would love to have a Lambier or an Ainge playing for them. And if those two players were to switch uniforms, the fans in those respective cities would be singing their praises like crazy. Well, my song is up here for the halftime show. Brent Musburger and Tommy Heinsohn have a lot more action coming your way in the second half of tonight's game between the Mavericks and the Lakers. I'm James Brown, and thank you for watching At the Half. Stick around and enjoy the rest of the ball game.
After suffering that tough loss back in the Forum in number 5. They have responded quite well. They've taken a 3-point lead at halftime here, and Tommy Heinsohn was able to have a talk with Coach John McLeod as to how the team came back here in number 6.
Tom, I think we rebounded very, very well from the tough loss Tuesday night, and we are playing at a level that the Lakers played Tuesday night. Now, for us in the second half, they had 11 fast break baskets. We need to shut that down. They had 12 offensive rebounds. We need to shut that down. We do those two things successfully, we'll be in good shape in the second half.
You're going to keep all those white bodies in the paint on the offensive end of the court?
Well, Tom, we need to do that, and we need to block L.A. off the glass. They're firing 4 men at the board, but the back is open. So we get control of the board, we're going to have some easy break opportunities here.
Good luck.
Thanks, Tommy.
All right, and Tommy, some of the statistics here from the first half. We take a look at the shooting right now. The Lakers are not shooting what they have throughout the series, and the Mavs just about even. Magic Johnson struggling. Fast break points, and I think that John McLeod told you one of the keys to this game with that backside open. The Mavericks have hit him for 12 fast break points. Now, there's something you do not see very often, folks, with the Los Angeles Lakers. Magic Johnson's line to go along with that, the 6 turnovers and everything, and yet the Lakers can look at that board, Tommy Heinsohn, and see that they're only down by 3 points here. So you would not expect Magic to struggle an entire game, I wouldn't think.
You wouldn't think, but I would say this, that the older you get, the more demanding it is in close to back-to-back games, particularly for a Kareem. Magic has one day to bounce back, but he's picking his spots, it looks like, for his own offense. He may be just saving it for the second half.
Does that go for you, too? Do you have trouble?
Absolutely. Listen, you wouldn't believe how hard I had to work to get from that locker room right back to this table. I was huffing and puffing.
You know, you're talking about age, Tommy, and we came up with sort of an interesting graphic here this afternoon. We were talking about Kareem being 41. A year ago, he played in a championship series at the age of 40. There are the oldest NBA competitors to ever play in an NBA final, and Abdul-Jabbar stands to break his own record this year if he gets back. But look at the names, some great players on that list, and here indeed is a physical marvel still rolling along. He came off a big 5th game, and Tommy, you had the key question after that game. You said to me, can he come back now with 1 day's rest, given how he played in number 5?
That's the toughest challenge, to come back and play with the same type of intensity. He's trying, he's giving it his all, but the legs may not be there.
Well, here we go. It's 53-50. The Mavericks in the white must win this game to keep this NBA series alive. This is for the Western Conference Final. McGuire, who struggled, hits the first field goal. of the second half and builds a 5-point lead. And the Lakers in their traveling uniforms, if they win it, they would host the first 2 games of the championship series starting next Tuesday night back in the Forum. Johnson will start right away, and he is 2 of 6 or 1 of 1. He's just going to forget all about that first half.
Well, he's been around long enough to know that a half does not make a game, and he will adjust accordingly. Too great a player.
Blackman comes to the baseline and gives it back to Harper. Scott taking Harper. Johnson is out on Aguirre this trip. Mark faces up, tries to get baseline. Tried to save it off Abdul-Jabbar and out of bounds. He did a successful job. He was losing control going out of bounds, and he managed to ship it off the big fella's legs.
The strategy they're trying to play on Mark Aguirre right now is force him outside, leave him out there one-on-one. Once he heads to the hoop, double team him.
Perkins bangs the 3.
A home court usually brings out the good outside shooting.
And they build a 6-point lead. Mavericks were up by 8 in the first half, and quickly the Lakers scored 8 unanswered points. Worthy sends it right back to Magic. Into Worthy, the shot clock down to 5. They turn it over. Here come the Mavericks. Harper's in the middle. It's 3-on-3. Harper goes for the layup. A 20-second timeout quickly called by Riley.
Pat Riley knows right now that fast breaks by the Mavs could kill his ball club at this juncture.
Tickets here in the Dallas area scalped for this 6th game for up $250, $300. This team has simply become the rage of this city. And I guess if you've lived in Dallas all your life, you probably think basketball was invented back in 1980. They only recognized that 4 downs to go 10 yards previously.
Well, they've taken to it.
They sure have, Tommy. They love it now.
We talked about those shout parties before the game. That's something to see.
Kareem out the screen high. Magic gives to AC.
You know, it's one of the things you got to do when you're defending against Magic Johnson is don't go up to him after he takes off. You got to play him for the pass. Make him shoot the ball.
Donaldson hasn't handled the ball much here in the second half. Aguirre coming in, draws the foul, and he'll step up to the free throw line. That's where they want Aguirre camped out in the second half, at that free throw line.
And I'll tell you, they got the ball to him in perfect position right over the box, and it was a move off the catch before any double team could develop.
Throughout this series, the Lakers have outscored the Mavericks at that free throw line. It was 92-71 just coming into this game. That is a big difference. Missing that one. Yanked down on a high leap by Scott. He got up in the air, didn't he?
He sure did.
Harper picks up Johnson. Perkins chasing Worthy. Now he doubles up on Kareem. They got a triple almost. Looking for the open man. Scott cuts. Deflected out of bounds by Aguirre. Pass was intended for Worthy, and Aguirre got it out of bounds. Green's jump shot. Offensive rebound for AC Green. Short again. Worthy keeps it alive. Blocked by Donaldson. Jump ball.
Well, they come up with a jump ball, but Mark Aguirre made the cardinal mistake. He let Green sneak in, but here's the battling after that. Good effort by Donaldson.
Donaldson on that second reach for it. Harper comes down for the Mavericks. He'll pull it up. Green rebounding again.
Nobody in position to rebound the miss. Too quick a shot against 3 men on defense.
Foul on the inside as Magic set up for that shot. And that for Donaldson, his first personal foul.
Here's where the Lakers might show their experience. Pick their way basket by basket into the game. Don't be too anxious. Search out the best matchup.
Worthy travel.
At this point in the ball game, Brent, the Dallas Mavericks really have to execute about 5 straight times down the court to get a good shot.
Blackman.
He made it, but if he missed, there was nobody there for a rebound.
.52-54. Harper's been all over the place. Pounding Magic. A running hook shot. Second field goal here of the second half, and a total of 6 points for Johnson. It's 62-56. Harper's three. Donaldson, easy.
Kareem was fronting Donaldson to deny him the pass inside, and Donaldson just used it against Kareem to get the offensive rebound. Smart play by Donaldson.
Johnson alone. Warming to the task here in the second half. And the timeout is called by McLeod and the Dallas Mavericks. 7:47 left in the third period. 64-58. Mavericks lead the Lakers. So the jockeying for position after one round. Tommy, what are you doing over there?
Well, I'm putting your score in today, Brent.
Yeah, don't I wish. Don't do that. I can.
And here's the replay. Great. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar now has respect for James Donaldson. He's fronting him. And you'll see Donaldson now will keep him on his back. That gives Donaldson great position for an offensive rebound. He knows that he's going to be able to step inside Kareem. He takes him on his back beautifully as the shot is being taken. And there it is. Perfect position to it. One step to the rebound and nobody even close to the big guy.
And Tommy, right now from the Reunion Arena in Dallas with 7:46 to go in the third, it's a 64-58 lead by the Mavericks, who again need this victory tonight to send this Western Conference final back to the Forum for a decisive 7th game, which will be played Saturday afternoon. Blackman is short, Green away with it, and here's Scott. The pull-up.
They played that fast break, though, pretty well. They got right out at Scott. They took away an easy shot, made him take a tough one, but they're so used to taking those pull-up jump shots, it's almost like a layup to the Lakers.
Mavericks cannot build that 10-point lead, can they? And it's back down to 4, make it 6 as Aguirre bangs one in.
They're allowing him to get that shot off on the outside, and they may regret that.
Worthy comes through the lane, sends it back to Johnson. Magic with a chance to complete the 3-point play, and offensively beginning to assert himself here in the second half. From the field, he is perfect in his 4 attempts after going 1 for 5 in the 2 opening periods.
He is one of the few players in the NBA that can move the defense the way he wants it to move.
Aguirre again. Abdul-Jabbar gives it to Magic. Beginning to see that look a little bit now. Confidence growing. Magic missing for the first time, but Worthy was there with an offensive rebound.
That was an extra effort offensive rebound by James Worthy with the bad knee.
He scored 19 here tonight, and he has pulled the Lakers back to within 1, 66-65, 6:10 third period. They work the baseline, and Aguirre goes for the jam.
Good ball movement that time to catch the Laker defense rotating the wrong way.
Scott cuts. There was daylight. Quickly into Harper's hands. Drop to Perkins. Worthy with him. The two Tar Heels duel away. Knocked out of bounds. Mavericks ball.
James Donaldson almost controlled one half of the court on that rebound. If AC hadn't gotten there quickly, it was 2 for Donaldson.
Here's Aguirre shooting extremely well. They may have to at least think, Tommy, occasionally of a double-team rotation on him. This is as well as he has shot here tonight. It's a 70-67 Maverick lead. Worthy on the foul.
That was as quick as you can get to a release of a shot. The defense really never had a chance to react and get their hands up, and Sam Perkins had his hands up almost 3/4. Perkins will catch and go quick and up quick.
There seems to be a certain reluctance here in the third period to go to Roy Tarpley. He did not shoot well in the first half. McLeod, Hurd, and Adebayo over there obviously were discussing it a moment ago. 3 fouls on Perkins. Tarpley continues to sit. 5:18 third, 70-69. Harper coming in, and he draws the foul.
One of the reasons they don't want to put Topley in the ball game right now is that Perkins really can do a pretty decent job defensively on a tough player, James Worthy. He's got enough quickness to stay with Worthy and those long arms, plus being a little bit taller, to bother him. And I think he's in there strictly for defense right now over Topley's offense.
McLeod used this free throw opportunity to have a few words to Perkins, leading him in the game with the 3 personal fouls. John whispering some instructions there alongside him. Shot of the Mavericks bench. A lot of familiar faces that you folks who follow college basketball recognize over there. Alford and Blopp, Farmer, Winnington. Certainly Steve Alford. Magic now will set the table. Lakers trail at 72-69. We're at the 5-minute mark. That's third period. Magic's free. Dwyer rebounding.
Now that used to be an automatic hook shot by Kareem. He just turned it down. It was one-on-one coverage.
Blackman coming around. Screen Donaldson. Here's Perkins. Shot clock at 5. Blackman, high arch. Goes to get it back, and Kareem out to Scott. Scott spins. Shots it again. Could not hit the runner that time. Donaldson off to Harper, but Kareem did not come down. He's there. It will not be a layup for Derek Harper. It's a 2. And Donaldson comes away with it. They are checking the shot clock. That was not a foul being called. We're going to...
The shot did not hit the rim. Donaldson took it long, and the scoring table thought that it had hit the rim, and they changed it to 24 seconds.
And they will have 15 seconds to set this play, and that stoppage in play did not allow the Mavericks to substitute Roy Tarpley. Official timeout to get the shot clock reset. Now the shot clock hasn't even moved. It stays on 15 for at least 4 seconds. Now it finally started. It recycled back. Ball goes out of bounds over to the Lakers.
Time is getting involved in the game.
He wouldn't be the first one in the NBA. End to Green. Stays with it. Great move underneath. Gets hammered by Donaldson, and Donaldson taps him on the back. Tells him it was accidental.
The little fella, just go shoot the foul shots.
Right, please don't come in here into the land of the Giants. This is my turf. Now Tarpley allowed to check into the game, and Perkins will sit down. And Blackman will go out. Michael Thompson returns. His parents watching this game via satellite dish down in the Bahamas. And certainly all of those of you watching the game down there tonight, we certainly hope that you're recovering from the floods. Michael, very concerned, wants to send along his best to his family. I know that we have a crew with Thompson's parents down there tonight, DeWitt and Mariette, and thanks to the truck driver who drove him through the flooded conditions to get the equipment there. 3:44. Thompson and the Lakers trailing the Mavericks. But it's back down to 1 point. And the Lakers are hanging in the neighborhood, folks.
They did this in the 2 prior games here, and then the Mavs picked it up a notch in the 4th quarter and just blew by the Lakers.
Brad Davis lost the handle. Costly turnover. Lakers can go ahead. Magic wants it. Orchestrates it.
You just can't make those kind of mistakes that Brad Davis has made coming off the bench.
Worthy. It'll be Magic. He's having himself a half. Kind of basketball we've become familiar to watching him play. Dallas has not scored a field goal now, Tommy, in the last 3 minutes. What must they do here?
They've got to get it back inside. They're fooling around outside with the ball. Pound it into this guy. Let him get the fouls. Let Donaldson take it strong to the hoop against Michael Thompson.
That's Thompson's 3rd foul. Timeout. 2:44 here in the 3rd. Television break. We'll be right back. Well, let's try to measure the success of the Dallas Mavericks this year in terms of, well, television. The popular series Dallas. The season finale in the previous years that the Mavericks have been here has always come after the Mavericks were eliminated. Larry Hagman has outlasted the Mavericks every year until this one. Hagman is home enjoying his replays, and the fella in the cowboy hat, the other fella, Don Carter, the owner of the Mavericks, is still leading the cheers here in the Reunion Arena.
Let's go,
Stays very close to the players, and one of the nice things you learn about him is he doesn't just show up for the wins in the locker room. He'll also walk inside the door after a loss. You hate to see ownership that only front runs with a sports team. At the free throw line now is Mark Aguirre. Bangs in the tying free throw with 2:44 left in the 3rd.
Now the Mavericks have properly being defended by Worthy. And Donaldson being defended by Michael Thompson. So the Lakers definitely have a speed advantage here. But the Mavs have a power advantage.
Rusher. They pick the ball up on the Lakers. Davis goes to Scott. Mavericks lead it by a point. Abdul-Jabbar, who has not scored this half, is out. You cannot leave that man there all alone.
Oh, they put a beautiful pick on Brad Davis.
Davis is struggling. Davis is struggling at point guard for John McLeod.
Well, the Lakers played the play that time. They knew Donaldson was down inside. And the best place to feed the low post is from underneath below the foul line. And Davis was trying to get the ball to Mark Aguirre. And it was great aggressive defense denying Aguirre the ball. They broke up the play, the rhythm of the play.
Brad Davis originally was drafted by the Lakers on the 1st round. That was back in '77. He has come back the hard way, going through Montana of the WBA, then Anchorage of the CBA. Veteran point guard.
Gotta count on that type of experience to produce positive things. And so far, coming in this half, he has not really helped the ball club.
Blackman and Perkins watching. And the Lakers build a 3-point lead. Hartley jumps the hook in, pulls the Mavs back to within 1.
Now the Mavs worked against that trapping defense for a couple of practices, so they're prepared to get it down low.
Worthy and Scott have played extremely well here in this 6th game. Worthy ships it on the inside to Thompson. Davis runs down the errant pass.
All right, Donaldson, the wide body, just cut off all the passing angle.
Gives the Mavericks a lead. A positive field goal by Brad Davis. It's 78-77. Of course, has anybody ever seen a negative field goal? Now Scott on the pull-up, and Davis fouled him in the corner.
You know, all this double-teaming defense really causes a problem for a man trying to defend against an outside shooter. They drop back to protect in the paint, and then they have to come rushing back out. A good shooter like Scott will either get it off quickly, he knows how to measure the distance of the shot, or he'll up fake and with his great speed just take it to the hoop. So Davis under the gun on those double teams, coming out quickly against Scott.
Scott has scored 23 points here tonight. The importance of that is the fact that he did not score in the 2 games played previously here in Reunion. And he has hit 6 of his last 7 field goals. He can give the Lakers the lead. 79-78, 1 minute mark, 3rd period. Tarpley screens, drops off on the mismatch. He's got Scott if they can get to him. Scott tried to steal the ball. Tarpley's jumper.
Not a power move, but effective.
80-79, now Mavericks. Thompson off the dribble, blocked and fouled. Tarpley greeted him underneath.
Now this is a tough assignment for this man, James Donaldson, to play a much quicker player, Michael Thompson.
That foul is not going to go against Tarpley. It's number 3 on Donaldson. They were both there, and Donaldson picks up number 3. Cooper checks in, and Johnson takes a break at the 32-second mark of the 3rd. That will allow him to rest into the early minutes of the payoff period here in Reunion Arena.
But in its 3rd quarter, there was no other offensive option evident in the Laker attack other than Magic Johnson. James Worthy really not too hot in that period. Scott nor Kareem.
Scott was red hot, however, Tommy. He was the one who carried him. He had 12 in the quarter.
He had 12. I made a mistake, Frank. I thought Magic did it.
Well, he had 11. It was Magic throwing the ball to Scott. Harper missing the 3. McGuire's got it back. Steps inside. Fouled. Up around the eye, it appears, or might have been hit there accidentally. Coming over now towards the trainer.
For as small a man as he is, he gets in there with all those huge people, and he has no fear whatsoever. So it's not surprising that he gets hit in the face every once in a while, because he gets him leaping.
You know, I want to take a look at it. I certainly didn't see it in live action here. As he comes up, it is possible that the sweat brought something down into his eye, and it irritated it, and then he rubbed it, using the sweatband there to try and clean off whatever it was that had aggravated him.
He's the man that should be the natural leader of this ball club, because he is one tough customer inside, and he's a pretty smart basketball player to boot. He's got all the tools. He just blend his ego into that situation.
We have played through 3 periods of this Game 6 of the Western Conference Final. The Mavericks hold a 2-point lead. They've got 12 more minutes, and they must win this to stay alive. We'll return after this message and a word from your local station. Tommy, we come to the 4th period now, and what role does experience on the Lakers' part play here?
Right now, Pat Riley is saying to his ball club, we've been here twice before, and we've lost games in the 4th quarter. This is what champions are made of. He's impressed that upon him. We want you to step up. And I'll tell you, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, tired or no tired, after only 1 day's rest, may be the guy to bring him to the promised land. He saved him a little bit. He's rested him. And he has always been a big, big man in their set offense at crunch time.
Kareem in the third period did not take a single shot. Worthy with 21 points for the game, 11 rebounds, 7 of them offensive. So the Lakers trailing it by 2 as we start the money period. It's Worthy, and they get it to fall for the tying field goal just like that. Davis starts the fourth period along with Blackman. Harper is out. Perkins has returned. Tarpley is here. So is Aguirre. They're resting Donaldson with the 3 to wait for the return of Kareem. Perkins short from the baseline. Scott. And the Lakers here quickly in the opening moments of period number 4 can move ahead.
Only one wide body in the paint that time for the offensive rebound possibility.
Scott comes in through the foul. Lakers will shoot the first free throws of the fourth period. So far, the positive things of this final period have been expressed by Los Angeles.
But once again, the Lakers have their speed crew in there, although Magic is still on the bench. Cooper can upbeat the game, and so can Scott with the hard push.
Let's take a look now at games 3 and 4, won here by Dallas in the fourth quarter. The Lakers averaged 19 points and the Mavericks 30. The Lakers pulled down 5 rebounds on the average and the Mavericks 19. The Lakers know those statistics as well as we do. And tonight they hope to do something about it. They lead 84-82, 11 minutes to go. They want rest before the championship series, and they're going to have to earn it here in Dallas.
The key defender right now for the Lakers is A.C. Green.
Davis penetrates and ties the game. Harper due to check back in for the Mavericks. Scott. The 3 is short. Aguirre to Tarpley. Cooper's there. It's Tarpley-Cooper. And Tarpley is held off. Cooper gets the job done.
That was cutting off the attack angle. Wow.
Cooper traveled. Turns it over.
That was the good rush out that time by Tarpley. He stayed low and forced Cooper to walk with it.
Tarpley has shown a little inexperience in this game number 6. He has played extremely well in the series so far. Harper on the floor for Davis. Aguirre goes for the layup. The veteran exerting himself here in the second half. He'll come up to the free throw line.
That's why I said A.C. Green was going to be under the gun defensively. Aguirre is going to try and lead them into this fourth quarter with attack, driving to the hoop basketball. And A.C. Green is maybe a little bit bigger, but I don't think he's as strong as Aguirre.
Pat Riley and assistant coach Bill Burtka must think about when to bring Abdul-Jabbar back in the game. For the time being, they will go with Thompson with the 4 foul. We are approaching the 10-minute mark, 87-84, Mavericks leading. It's Cooper who's short, and Perkins rebounding. So after the first couple of bursts by the Lakers, the Mavericks have come on strong again here in the fourth period. Perkins alone bangs it in, and Riley wants a timeout. He is very displeased at the fact that Perkins was left alone at the perimeter.
This NBA game summary is sponsored by Seagram's Coolers, sending the families of the U.S. team athletes to Seoul.
As a result of the numbers you're looking at right there, the Dallas Mavericks hold a lead of 89-84 here with 9 minutes and 41 seconds left in the fourth period. Now the Lakers started out with a couple of very positive moves, and Scott hit 2 free throws. They built a lead. But for the period, Tommy, they've shot only 3 field goals, 2 2 of them from three-point land. What do the Lakers need?
Well, they need a go-to guy. And there's nobody really big enough to establish himself inside. Michael Thompson is not really truly a low-post player. They may say, Magic, get the ball up in the backcourt and head for that low post because he can pick them apart from down there.
Magic missing that time off Perkins' hands. Lakers ball.
But they once again end up with an outside shot. And your legs start to go in the fourth quarter. When you have to settle for outside shots, that's tough. Now there's where Magic Johnson could help.
Chance for a three-point play. Gets an offensive rebound, puts it back on the roll, and he'll step up to the free throw line. And the 41-year-old marvel, Abdul-Jabbar, checks in. Scott goes out, and they'll play a little bit bigger lineup. They'll leave Thompson on the floor with Abdul-Jabbar and Green, Johnson and Cooper.
Well, based upon the way Kareem played in the beginning of this ballgame, I think he's paced himself for this fourth quarter. He's just smart enough to say, hey, they're going to go to me a lot in this quarter. I need to score. They need Mr. Inside in there hitting that sky hook.
So Johnson's 3 pulls the Lakers to within 2. They go to Perkins right away on the turnaround. He's short. Loose. Magic tries to run it down. Can't. Harper. Back to Tarpley. Tarpley shifts Perkins. Foul called against Los Angeles. Abdul-Jabbar jumping over on him. That's 3 on Abdul-Jabbar. 8:57 left in regulation. 89-87. Mavericks leading.
And look how nicely they let him walk up the court so he doesn't have to run. That's one of the conservation methods. Get him up the court at any time possible with a walk rather than a run.
A 4-point Dallas Maverick lead. Kareem sends it back to Johnson. Tarpley leaning on Abdul-Jabbar. Shot clock at 5. Pass deflected. Magic jumps one over to Thompson. And it's a bust out for the Mavericks. 3-on-1. Perkins back to Tarpley. Green rattles out, but Cooper following up. No basket. Offensive foul against Los Angeles.
That appeared to be a break for the Mavericks.
And that is the 4th personal foul on Abdul-Jabbar. It goes against Abdul-Jabbar at the 8:16 mark. 93-87.
Contagious.
Another 4th quarter in Dallas, just like the previous 2.
Kareem's being defended by Tarpley. He ought to be able to get that shot out by that sky hook off against Tarpley.
On the inside, away from the ball. Perkins had jumped over that time. Watch Perkins here muscling against Kareem. The left forearm, and that's what drew the foul. Gus Kersey and Ed Rush have worked a fine game here tonight at Reunion, and it's been a tough game to call. 7:43, 95-87 now. Mavericks leading the Lakers. Worthy on the go. Aguirre. The Lakers this period are 2 of 8, and the Mavericks 5 of 7. They've turned it over. Aguirre couldn't draw the foul on the inside from Thompson. Worthy off, and it's Perkins. It's 1 and out for the Lakers. Harper bringing his speed on the inside, and he is fouled.
Very aggressive. Very, very aggressive play that time.
Dallas Mavericks staying alive. They've got 7 minutes left in regulation. From Reunion Arena in the heart of Dallas, Tommy Heinsohn and James Brown, I'm Brent Musburger. 6:59 left. The Dallas Mavericks and their fans must win tonight to stay alive. And Tommy, I would imagine that the Mavericks would like to take some of these fans back to the Forum if there's a 7th game on Saturday.
I find it hard to believe that the Mavs would have trouble getting up for a 7th game no matter where it's played. And now they're familiar with the surroundings. I think a 7th game is not going to be a definite total advantage to the Lakers.
You will not see too many of these in Los Angeles. All right, let's get back to the game. 6:59 to go. 95-87.
Somebody, I thought, would be able to break through this home court stuff in this series.
That shows you the problems the Lakers have encountered here tonight in the 4th period, but it really is simply a replica of what went on Sunday afternoon in Game 4 when the Mavericks managed to tie the series at 2. It has been unusual in the sense that the Mavericks have not yet challenged the Lakers in the Forum. 3 blowouts. And here in Dallas, the Lakers haven't challenged the Mavericks in the 4th period. But that's what the 82-game regular season is all about, trying to get yourself the home court advantage, and the Lakers would have it in the 7th game. Plenty of time left here, however. Abdul-Jabbar looking to get into the rhythm of things. Passes it to Johnson, who comes down the baseline with a driving left-handed field goal. 96-89, 6:38.
I positioned Kareem on that side of the court so he could roll to the middle, and if the double happened, he could still look over the top of it and find the open man.
Lakers only 1 field goal in the last 5 minutes here. Johnson looking to get back-to-back. Draws the double. Thompson's open. It rolls. It's 96-91. It is back to 5 in 6 minutes.
And I wonder why people double-team Magic Johnson. He's the best player in the league to find the open man. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes when you double him.
Harpley. Worthy. Back to Magic and the 2-play catch. Spins. Ships it back. They move Cooper. The 3. Good box out by Aguirre. Kept Thompson away from the glass. Here's Harper for the Mavericks.
Now they have to play smart. Get the ball to the best matchup to score against.
Perkins fouled, turning on Thompson. That's 5 fouls on Thompson. That's 14 fouls on the Lakers. At the 5:14 mark, there are 3 team fouls on the Mavericks.
You've got to say that this Mavs team just thought about this game and I think they convinced themselves that no matter what happens, when they get to the 7th game, I think they believe now that anything can happen in the 7th game, and they've played full out in this one.
It is very important now for the Mavericks to maintain a 6, 7, 8-point lead. It's a kind of an inexperienced team that you don't want to have in a situation here with about a minute to go and the Lakers looking you in the eyeball. They lead it by 8, 99-91. They're at the 5-minute mark. Kareem.
Oh, what a pass.
That is his first shot, or should we say drop in, of the second half. 99-93, 4:54. Harpley from deep in the corner. Kareem battled for it and got it away. Strong rebound by the Lakers.
Harpley ought to be underneath it in the paint right now. Let Aguirre outside.
Now Worthy. And the Lakers slowly back in it. And McLeod wants a timeout. It is 99-95. The Mavericks had built a 9-point lead. It is down to 4 at 4:30. Time remaining in regulation. Neither team with a timeout problem here. 4:30 to go. Dallas with a foul to give. Let me remind you, tomorrow night, Friday night, Dick Stockton and Billy Cunningham come to you from the Silverdome. Boston Celtics need a win to stay alive and force that one to 7, which would be played Sunday afternoon back in the Boston Garden. And if the Mavericks hold on here and force a 7th game, we'll have it for you Saturday afternoon from the Forum. That's at 3:30 Eastern Time. Those of you in Los Angeles with tickets, 12:30 Pacific Time.
The Mavs going with their smaller lineup, and Aguirre on the outside and Topley on the inside, hopefully.
Jump ball.
But I'm wondering about James Donaldson right now, who has really created problems for the Lakers this entire ball game in the paint. If he hasn't gotten a rebound, boy, he's laid some lumber on a lot of those purple jerseys. Topley will, either Topley or Perkins will end up defending against Kareem.
Cooper making sure that the floor is completely dry here in Reunion. Harpley and Magic Johnson. Lakers ball. Riley signals the play. The Lakers are 4 of 5 from the field over the last 3 minutes. Stolen by Blackman.
What a read of the play by Blackman. Saw it all the way.
Harper driving into Magic. Over to Aguirre. Perkins muscled and couldn't hit it. Lakers opportunity again. Cooper score the 3. Cooper hits the home run at the 3:35 mark to draw the Lakers to within 1.
I'll tell you, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is not afraid of Perkins. He just went straight up with Perkins and really bothered his shot.
Harper's 3. Rattles out, but Blackman goes and digs it out. Blackman with 2 huge moments here for the Mavericks on a steal. Now a rebound. They couldn't take advantage of the steal. Harper.
This is the time of the game where you've got to score inside, get fouled, taking it to the hoop.
Dallas has missed his last 5 field goals. Abdul-Jabbar goaltended on that shot. Scored the field goal.
Well, they tried Topley once in the low post against Magic Johnson, and then Aguirre, who takes it as strong as any 7-footer.
A 3-point lead by the Mavericks at the 2:30 mark. Knocked away from Kareem. Strong defensive effort. Blackman into Perkins' hands. Not the ball handler they want out there, but he is able to get it back now to Harper.
Better get into something good right now.
Harper goes for the layup and drew the foul.
It's kind of a tough time for the Lakers to go out there and make a gamble on a trap. That turns Harper loose and right into the teeth of the defense, and they surround him, but they got armed too.
That foul was against Worthy, and I thought that he was set. It's a tough call to make. 101-98, 2:11. Anything, I thought Magic might have gotten Harper from the side. And a big free throw missed at this moment in the game. A 3-point difference, 101-98. One of two. Mavericks up by 4. Magic cannot get the roll, and Kareem can't get the offensive rebound, but Cooper dumbs it down. Now Harper goes for the steal. Ball is out of bounds. Lakers ball at the 152 mark, 102-98. And a timeout has been called by Los Angeles. Timeout LA, 152. Pat Riley and the Lakers will have the ball when you come back.
The Celtics, the Pistons, the crucial Game 6. We will rock you.
One of those small moments in an NBA game that when you see it, you don't pay much attention to it. As you can see, the timeout situation, neither team in trouble. Take a look at how the Lakers got the ball back here, trailing by 4. And the way the crowd reacted, I thought that perhaps it had been a bad call. Cooper trying to come away, dueling Harper. Watch Harper. Reaching for the ball. Touched it the first time, not the second. Good call. Lakers ball. 102-98. Inside of 2 minutes.
Who do you go to? You've got Sky Hook. He's going to be defended by Topley. Topley got a hand on it the last time they forced him to the middle. The next option is Worthy being guarded by Perkins.
It's the hook. And it's 2, and Kareem wanted that one.
Fred,
45.
They saved that man for the right spots. I mean, Pat Riley saves that man for the key spots in the ball game.
The right man now must come up for the Mavericks. Hartley. Aguirre. It's a 4-point lead.
What a great rebound by Aguirre. He just had Magic sealed.
Stays at 4. The double team, and they start the rotation. And it's Worthy making it 2 again. 104, 102, 108. Now, what will the Mavericks look for here, Tommy?
Wouldn't be a bad idea to look at Aguirre or Topley, who's going to be defended by Magic.
Perkins cuts. Lost it. Out of bounds. Lakers ball. Lakers with a chance to tie it inside of 1 minute. Worthy. Loose Mavericks ball. 35 seconds left. Now the Lakers know that they're going to get the ball back. The Mavericks cannot run it out.
They can't run it down too fine, though. They've got to come up with a good shot to Mav. Get it to a guy. I would try to get it to Aguirre right now. Topley in the low post, not out high.
Lakers looking for the defensive stop. It's Blackman rattles out. Kareem's got it. 11 seconds. Timeout, Los Angeles. They will now set up their play that could send this game into overtime. When you come back, last 11 seconds of regulation, the Lakers are down by a deuce. Game 6 of the NBA Western Conference Final comes down to the last trip here for the Lakers. And Tommy Heitzen, talk to me about the Lakers' options right now.
Right now, I think I'd want to have it in the hands of Magic Johnson, but Dallas has a foul to waste. If they can make Magic dribble the ball out a little bit and then foul him, they'll be forced to call another timeout. But Magic can decide where the opening is if he can get the ball off before he gets fouled.
So very important as to when the Mavericks elect to use that foul and not to do it in the act of shooting. To wrap somebody off, wrap them up, and get a few seconds knocked off the 11. Cooper will have the ball out of bounds. He'll throw it in. They go through Magic. Scott, they move it to Worthy. Worthy on the crash. Couldn't get it.
Believe it or not, Brent, he's got to make one of these.
Yes, Los Angeles, and yes, Dallas. There will be a 7th game. Now, I believe they may put another second back there.
2 seconds on the clock.
Yes, exactly. And now Los Angeles, and now Dallas. You need a 3 to get it to overtime, and Donaldson misses this one. Timeout, and the clock did not tick. Still 2 to go. So, a last second opportunity for the Lakers. They need the 3, and they've got some good three-point shooters. Now, the Lakers got the shot they wanted in this opportunity. They rotate the ball. Tarpley jumps out to the open man, not wanting to give Scott the 3. That leaves Worthy coming down for the baseline. Now watch referee Jess Kersey and the clock. Donaldson has it. 3, 2, and Jess raises his arm. That's it, 2 seconds. So the officials did a good job in resetting that clock and giving them 2 seconds with which to accomplish a three-pointer. Tommy Heinsohn.
Dallas still has a foul to give. And you don't want to foul somebody in a three-point attempt. They can afford to give up 2 points. So they got to spread their defense. I don't know what Donaldson's doing in there right now. They should have all their little people in there scampering out there protecting against the outside shot. And here comes Aguirre in for Donaldson.
They pick it up, Tommy. They noticed that on the sideline. And alertly, the coaches make the change. Cooper being very careful as to where Aguirre can come on the pass. 2 seconds. It's into the hands, and the foul was called.
Well, they fouled him before the shot, which was not a bad move. Now, of course, Magic has the opportunity to make the first one and then miss the second one. And let's see how they try. That's what he's going to do, of course. And see where somebody might come to try and rebound the miss of the second one. Magic, of course, has to make the first one.
1 second left on the clock. 105, 102. Game 7 would be Saturday afternoon in the Forum. And a timeout is going to be called here by John McLeod. He wants to run down all the options on the missed free throws.
The Lakers have packed that lineup with all their biggest people. Scott also is a great leaper. And what you can do on a play like that, Brent, is don't worry about the big guys. They'll probably get blocked out along the lane. Is station somebody out above the free throw line and let us shoot them into the gap, into the lane, where somebody might not be able to block them out. Scott might be a guy that they could shoot through quickly and not get to, and he can still sky and cram it back in. But, of course, again, Magic has to make the first one.
Absolutely. Down by 3 here, 105, 102. You know, we've got a moment, Tommy. Let me ask you about tomorrow night, the Detroit Pistons. We've talked about the problems the Celtics have had, certainly in the Boston Garden. What about Detroit in Game 6 now tomorrow night?
Well, it certainly is a splendid opportunity to put the sword in the neck of the bull who's had his head lowered by a lot of good basketball that the Pistons have played. They've got to deliver the blow tomorrow, because if they let the Celtics survive like Atlanta let the Celtics survive, they may do something back at the Boston Garden. The Celtics, if Bird gets his shooting touch back, and he's perfectly capable of doing that, he can't stay in his slump forever, Boston could beat Detroit there.
Yeah,
a lot of ifs.
Exactly. And here we would have another quick turnaround, and this would extend the Lakers to their second consecutive 7th game. Mavericks hold off here this last second, and from all indications, they certainly will. Remember, the Utah Jazz took the champions at full 7 before losing back in the form.
Keep an eye on James Worthy. They took Scott out, and Worthy's going to be the out man. Makes the first one. Now Blackman, you see Blackman there. He may be giving Worthy the angle.
They blew the whistle. They blew the whistle. There's a conference over there with the Lakers at the scorers table. Ed Rush is there.
1 second left, and because he didn't hit the rim with it, he tried to bang it off the backboard. It'll be Mavericks ball underneath. Now the Mavs, I would assume, would take it out at half court. There it is, and it's got to hit the rim.
Sometimes a second in the NBA can seem like a day and a half, can it? There will be a 7th game for sure. No more seconds are being put back on the clock. The Dallas Mavericks stay alive. And our Miller Lite player of this game is Dallas forward Mark Aguirre. 19 of his 23 points in the second half, and he pulled down 13 rebounds. Miller presents a check for $1,000 to the Multiple Sclerosis Society. Let's go to James Brown. James?
All right, Brent, strong second half by Mark Aguirre. A lot of criticism throughout your career, but you led this one by example.
Well, you know, when you come out and play in a game like this, there's not a lot you can think about. You know, you have to just go out and play as hard as you can. And first half, I was having a lot of problems, but I just had to keep playing hard, and eventually things fell in my hand.
Mark, mental toughness have been the key words for you guys this year. Can you take that into L.A. and do better than you have previously in a Game 7?
Well, I think after winning 3 times here, it's all in our hands now. And I think that this effort tonight will let us know that if we go back to L.A. and play aggressive, not passive, aggressive, it'll be a very good game.
All right, congratulations, Mark.
Well, thank you very much.
And they'll get that chance on Saturday. Back to you, Brent.
They sure will, James. Thank you. As the Dallas Mavericks stay alive. And for Tommy Heinsohn and James Brown, I'm Brent Musburger saying so long from Reunion Arena in Dallas, where the final score is Mavericks 105, Lakers 103.
CBS Sports coverage of the 1988 NBA playoffs has been sponsored by the Heartbeat of America, today's Chevrolet. Mastercare Car Service with 1,500 locations. Finally, taking care of your car is no big deal. And by The Hartford, the insurance people of ITT.
The NBA on CBS is a presentation of CBS Sports.